Human history is filled with languages, codes, and writing systems that have hidden information about various religions and locations for years before being cracked by cryptographers, but some have baffled scientists and remained undeciphered even to this day. From unexplained manuscripts to centuries-old languages, here are the 5 most mysterious codes scientists can't break. Linear A. One of 2 yet-to-be deciphered writing systems from ancient Greece. Linear A is a system that was primarily used for administrative and religious writings. It was discovered in Crete by Arthur Evans and was named linear because all the characters are simply lines inscribed in clay, in contrast to other more pictographic characters in Cretan hieroglyphs. Linear A was also found on surrounding Greek islands, and even as far as Turkey and Israel, with a total of 1,427 specimens being found. It might be the first syllabary language, meaning that the system uses different symbols to represent syllables rather than pictograms to form complete ideas. There exist several theories used in attempts to decipher the writing system, and a large number of them are based on Linear B, the other undeciphered language of Greek origin. To this day, a large amount of people have dedicated their time to decipher the writing system, but no one has been able to discover which language the scripts are in. Number 4. Rongo Rongo. Discovered in the 19th century on Easter Island, Rongo Rongo is a system that uses glyphs and appears to be writing or proto-writing. The language which is used is assumed to be Rapa Nui, which would mean that the name Rongo Rongo translates to recite or to chant out. The glyphs are mainly found on wooden objects, and to this day, about 24 of them have been found, with some being heavily burned or damaged in other ways. There have been a lot of fake tablets out there, but authentic tablets are written in alternating directions in a system called reverse boustrophedon. The glyphs usually depict animals, humans, and plants, and they tend to put a lot of emphasis on heads, since the direction where creatures look at vary from text to text. As with all ancient texts, there have been a lot of attempts at deciphering scripts written in Rongo Rongo, but to this day only a portion of one tablet has been interpreted somewhat successfully, and apparently it was related to the lunar calendar. The leading theory about Rongo Rongo is that it is not even writing, but rather proto-writing, used as a memory aid or for decorative purposes. If this is the case, then there is little to no hope of deciphering it. Number 3. The Voynich manuscript. Discovered in Rome in 1912 by a Polish-American book dealer, the Voynich manuscript is a 15th century illustrated codex that was handwritten in an unknown writing system. The manuscript has some missing pages, with 240 still remaining intact, and it contains a large amount of strange illustrations. The manuscript has been studied by professional and amateur cryptographers alike, including both American and British codebreakers from World War I and II. The text is written from left to right, and most of the characters are composed of up to 2 simple pen strokes. The illustrations in the manuscript are what intrigues people the most, since they contain diagrams, plants, and creatures never seen before. People speculate that the manuscript's purpose is to address medieval medicine, or to serve as pharmacopoeia, which is a type of book for identifying compound medicines. There are several theories as to how the manuscript came to be, with the leading one stating that it contains a meaningful text written in some European language, rendered obscure using some unknown cipher. The Voynich manuscript has been quite influential in popular culture, and has influenced books, movies, and even paintings. To this day, nobody has come even close to deciphering it. Number 2. Rohonk Codex. discovered in Hungary in the early 19th century. The Rohonk Codex is an illustrated manuscript written by an unknown author in an unknown language and writing system. The codex has 448 pages, with each page having 9 to 14 rows of symbols, which may or may not be letters. The number of unique symbols is around 10 times higher than any known alphabet, somewhere around 792 symbols, but most of them are used rarely, which leads some scientists to believe that the symbols might not be part of an alphabet, but rather a syllabary or logographs like Chinese characters. Aside from the text, the codex also contains 87 illustrations depicting battles, cities, and religious symbols that hint at several different religions, including Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism. There have been numerous attempts at cracking the codex, and each one brought about a divide in the scientific community as to how the codex should be read and what the symbols mean. The most recent attempt that was able to yield information was conducted in 2010, and it was discovered that the codex is probably a Catholic reader or breviary of that time, containing paraphrases of the New Testament and also some non-biblical material. Number 1. Tartaria tablet inscriptions. Discovered in 1961 at a Neolithic site in the village of Tartaria, these tablets are dated to around 5300 BC and bear incised symbols, which are said to represent the earliest known form of writing in the world, which is why the tablets are a subject of considerable controversy. The symbols that are inscribed on the tablets have been known since around the late 19th century as the Vinca symbols, and are said to belong to the Danube Valley civilization, which is one of the oldest civilizations in Europe. The information inscribed on the tablets is unknown since they are unlike any other symbols found in Europe, but some scientists claim that these tablets might contain religious texts. Still, attempts to decipher the writings have been unsuccessful to this day, but if they ever are, it would be one of the greatest discoveries in cryptography and archaeology. These codes appear to be uncrackable. Do you think that's because they are a lost language, exceptionally unique, or just an elaborate hoax?